into practice. Enemies! Come here! An opening! Don't move! That won't work. I see an opening. I won't let you get away! Penetrate! Leave it to me. Stronger! It's my turn! No running away! Hang in there. I'll give it my all! Come here! Don't move! Rage on! It's inescapable! I won't let you get away! It's time to freeze! Target located! This is the end! Stronger! No forgiveness! I won't back down! Hey, can we take a break? Here I am! Here I am! Here I am! Here I am! Here I am!
Nice ball in here with pace on it. And this one, he just like outside of the right foot, or inside of the left foot, and it just takes a deflection. They need a moment of inspiration, Ukraine.
Duda.
Here I am!
What is surprising, Steve, that Ukraine don't try and press high up the pitch at any point. They just let them have good possession of the ball, nice and comfortable. We can all play, can't we, with given time and space?
Even with your back.
Exactly.
Harassed it. He's causing a lot of problems down that left-hand side. Terrible ball by Matvienko. And that's a Slovakia throw. I think they've got the corner there, Slovakia. And Michael Oliver agrees.
Nice little flick there. They don't give anything up. There he is, look. Kuska. Is that a foul?
And Slovakia have their first corner of the game. Ukraine have struggled with defending set pieces. Michael Oliver intervening before the taking of this one. Andre Duda with it. Deeper one. And Michael Oliver saw the push. Free kick to Ukraine. It's a day full of live football here on BBC One. Cracker for you later, 7:30. Netherlands against France. Gary's joined by Messrs Shearer, Fabregas and Rooney. And that, of course, is where Kylian Mbappe will be the man in the mask. And a reminder that the Mbappe documentary available now on the BBC iPlayer. Crossfield from Matvienko to Yarmolenko. Slovakia quickly back in numbers. Brasko. Zabani. Zabani being pressed by Duda.
Yeah, and Duda's coming out of that three again in midfield. Sometimes he's sitting deep, sometimes he comes forward. A really good message. Communication is really good because they want to stop Ukraine building these attacks. It's where you offer your players and your numbers.
Shudakov to pick out Yarmolenko. He's got three in support here. Might go alone. He's trying to find Dovbyk. Excellent defending from Vavro. It's still potentially alive here. And that's right across and off the post. Then Zinchenko's effort blocked. And then the flag goes up. And it was Demchek, the fullback, with the effort.
Well, for all that praise we're giving them, they're a little bit static on this back line. Yarmolenko just threads a little pass in. Great movement off the ball. Little back heel, nearly comes off. maybe there's an offside if he gets it, but he's not involved, is he? I'm not sure why the referee's blown up there. I think the keeper just gets a fingertip on that. Excellent save. Just see it from this angle, look. Oof, yes.
So close for Sergei Rebrov's team. Rain falling heavily again in Dusseldorf. Skriniar. Kutska. Plenty of space on the left again for Hanko. Here he is. Early cross. Comfortable for Trubin.
I think that chance would have given Ukraine a little more belief that they can get back into this game. Just we take just a moment. A bit of play. We'll take these opportunities. They're not going to get many.
15 goals in qualifying from 10 different players. As I say, they do have La Liga's top scorer there, Jovic. An incredible season for Girona, 24 league goals on their way to the Champions League.
I won't let you get away.
Pekarik and Mudryk. And Mudryk's got there. Excellent goalkeeping from Dubravka.
That's the ball though, isn't it? That's the ball over the top of that high line. Mudryk's pace that we talked about. Keeper excellent.
Goal scorer Schranz. Moments of encouragement for Ukraine. Now by Brasco.
Leave it to me. I got the timing right. Too high. Perfect. An opening. I'm ready. Hear my wishes. Face your judgment.
Yarmolenko. Donchek, the fullback again. Hurtling forward, will he get there?
I have
And it was Skriniar helping out to cover.
Great run from Denchek there. Just shows the intention now. They're just starting to come out of the shell a little bit. Ukraine.
Too strong for Mudryk. Given away by Hanko.
It's time to freeze. Storm.
That's a harmless ball. It was only really Dovbyk in and around that 6-yard box.
Yeah, this is the ball over the top, just feeding his pace. Just ghosts away there. And his opponent, then it's about, look, just hesitates, doesn't he? Decision making. Sets you apart if you're going to be a top player.
I won't let you get away.
He's got time there to pick someone out, but just that delay allows the keeper just to slip in.
It's going to be tasty. I got the timing right. Can't see. No forgiveness.
Don't move. That won't work.
Just raise the level of support for Ukrainians.
It's time to freeze. Unavoidable.
Just trying now, aren't they, Ukraine, to condense the play here, keeping the lines really close together.
Here's Hanko.
There's no way I
Harassed
lose.
him. Return ball just too heavy for him.
Here I am.
Suffice to say they're enjoying this tournament so far.
It's my turn. Enemies.
Savani.
Back off.
Ukraine free kick.
Penetrate.
Sudakov.
I see an opening. It's inescapable.
It's going to be tasty.
Demchek.
No forgiveness. Hazard time. I
Well
won't
over
back
5 minutes of the first half remaining here in Dusseldorf. Here's Zinchenko. Behind Dovbyk, away by Skriniar. That's a Slovakia free kick.
Move it. Hear my wishes. Face your judgment.
Water dragon.
Brave header, the far post. It's an important one as well.
Throw it away. An opening. Don't move. I'll freeze you.
Long from Vavra.
It's time to freeze.
Foul by the goal scorer Strats.
Storm.
It's going to be tasty. Can't see. Too high.
No forgiveness. I won't be. Don't move. It's inescapable. I won't let you get away.
Getting forward again from right back.
It's going to be tasty. Don't stop me now.
Yarmolenko down.
I can see all your
But
moves.
it's a feature of the play right now. Demchek having to run with it. He hasn't really got anyone to pass to.
Come here. Don't move.
Is the contact there?
No. He used his
I won't
experience,
let
doesn't
you
he,
get away.
Yarmolenko?
I succeeded.
That's why we're seeing it so many times. It's a really good area here as well. Here's Michael Oliver out there, isn't it?
All right, time to show off my skills.
Well, there'll be a little bit of controversy, to say the least, if anything comes from this for Ukraine.
Back off. Rage on.
Everybody back from Slovakia. In it goes, Dubravka in the way.
I hope it didn't
As
see
you would
me.
have expected him to be there at his near post from
Can't see.
Zinchenko.
I can see all your moves. Move it.
He fizzed that one in.
An opening.
Just maybe nearly caught the goalkeeper napping a little bit there. Slow at getting across his goal.
Here I go.
Dubravka and Slovakia looking to equal a national record today.
Unavoidable.
4 consecutive clean sheets, and if they do, they will be safely into the knockout stages of Euro 2024.
I got the timing right.
No forgiveness.
Brasco's lost out.
That's the area, isn't it? They're losing that battle in midfield.
Duda, chance for Haraslin to take it. Oh, and it's another save from Trubin. There's a good one too.
Very good. Haraslin always looking to get inside
I'll freeze
his
you.
opponent and hit one from distance. Does it again. Look, just stops it for himself, comes onto it.
It's
I think
time to
actually takes a
freeze.
slight deflection, which really helps the keeper.
Storm.
It's going to be tasty. Don't stop me now.
Yeah, just on Brasco.
Hear my wishes.
And a couple of minutes before half-time, that's a really important stop.
Well, it's Brasco that lost the ball in that midfield, and that's the area, that's the problem area
No forgiveness.
for Ukraine.
So Slovakia's second corner. from Duda. A spectacular effort from Kutka didn't come off.
Don't move.
Look at that man again, Lubotka.
Brilliant, isn't it? He's like the night watchman. It's his job to stop any counter-attacks. Just buzzes all over the pitch, doesn't he? Wonderful player.
4.5 seasons in Naples he's had. Very popular there as well.
Don't move. It's time to freeze. Storm. I won't let you get away. Come here. Water dragon.
It's well worked again from Slovakia.
Duda again. He complements Lubotka really well.
Mako into Haraslin. Up against Dencek. Haraslin's ball in, and it was Sabani's interception. And then Haraslin's foul.
He gives you something every time he gets the ball, either a shot or a cross.
I'm amazing, right?
This time it's a foul.
Just the 1 minute of time to add on. At the end of this first half.
Here I am!
Back off. Let the battle begin. Rage on! Back off.
Well, so far so good again for Slovakia. After the victory against Belgium, they're in front at half-time against Ukraine, and it's exactly the same source. Ivan Schranz, after 16 minutes with the goal. It was a winning one against Belgium. Ukraine have to make sure it isn't the same here in Dusseldorf, because at half-time, it's Slovakia 1, Ukraine 0.
Yeah, more of the same for Slovakia, really, in that first half, but a better performance from Ukraine. Some positives.
Yeah, definitely better than the last one. I think they showed a little bit more fight there. They're using the ball quite well up to a point, but again, they're still being wasteful, as we'll see later on, when they get into good positions. But it's definitely been the manager's had the response that he needed, I think, up to this point.
And the players, obviously Slovakia players, still with that energy and intensity that managed to get them a result against Belgium.
They look really organised. They look like they're in control of the game. They look like a real threat. You know, Trubin's come in. He's had to make a number of saves to keep it at 1-0. I think they can feel really good about their first half performance.
It's not over though, James. Obviously, those Ukrainian players will feel buoyed by that. They're going to come out and try and get something from this game.
Yeah, I mean, there has been improvement, so they can kind of cling on to that. It's only 1-0, as Joe says. Trubin with a couple of really good saves, so they can go and try and take that confidence. There has to be more of the final decision, but I would say, judging by their improvements this Monday, it's much better. They're getting into areas at least to maybe look like they're going to score goals, so keep doing that and you may get your chance.
There's been some excellent goalkeeping, so we will definitely be focusing on that, Joe. Don't worry about that. But we're gonna start with 1-0. Schranz, who hadn't scored for almost 1,000 days, gets his second one in the matter of a week.
Yeah, definitely. He's looking clinical in this tournament, isn't he? But it's really poor from Zinchenko at the back post, his left back. He's not checked his shoulder at all. He doesn't know where Schranz is, and he's headed it. He done what you're always taught, James. Head it down into the ground, Joe. I don't know if the goalkeeper should do a bit better on that.
Look, they've not had to work hard to get that chance, but I was just saying, he's so central with that header that his contact needs to be 100% because he needs to get it away from goal. You can't just get a flick. So Trubin's gone with a big timing of his right hand, timed it slightly wrong with it being headed into the floor, not got enough on it, and ultimately he's ended up conceding the goal that, look, it's not a mistake, it's certainly not, but there will be moments in his career where he'll save that.
So it was a goalless fault.
Let's have a look at where the goalie came into his own, because pre-match, you might have missed it. Obviously, there was a change for Ukraine. Trubin came in and a pressure or opportunity. You said opportunity, and he's taken those opportunities to show what he's about, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had an excellent couple of years. Like I say, I played him at Shakhtar and he made some really good saves. He's gone in at Benfica and he would have been pushing for the #1 spot. So they've definitely got two great options here. That was a good save with his feet. This was a huge moment, start of the game. There's actually a deflection just before it gets to him, so made himself really big. Boys are moaning at me about this one, but that's a good save. He's committed to the save, not giving away a corner ultimately.
But didn't that throw-in that came from there result in the goal?
It did, but there's 10 other guys who need to be helping him there. But that's a big moment before half-time and a good save off another deflection. You know, he's come into the game and he's not looked nervous at all. He's done a really good job.
Lobotka was the outstanding player for Slovakia against Belgium, and he's just picked up and done the same thing today. 94% completion on his passes. I think that's even up on his performance against Belgium.
Yeah, and he's everywhere. You know, he's always available. Highlight them before the game and the positions he takes up. And he's not one of these players that goes and makes an offer and he doesn't get it and he doesn't then try and go again. He'll move again, he reads the play and where he needs to be. If it's gone from right to left, he'll start it in the right, he'll make sure he gets over to the left, he'll make sure he's an option again. He's been outstanding. He's had to defend, he's defended very well, and the other thing is, he always seems to be in space. He always seems to take a really good first touch that takes him where he needs to go, away from, you know, the man that's picking him up. He's been outstanding this first half.
I also noticed you said there, James, he's so important about receiving the ball and making himself open. There has been a few moments when he's made it very clear that he didn't want the ball, which I loved. It wasn't, he didn't go in and put in a false position and make it uncomfortable for the guy on the ball. He's let the boys know that I just need a minute right now. And then when he's got his breath, they know that when he's got his breath and he's feeling good, they can go through him all the time.
Most expensive Slovakian player ever when he signed for Napoli, over 21 million euros, and you can see, you know, kind of why they've made that investment. Yeah, and also kind of as a theme for the tournament, you know, that midfield overall has been fantastic, hasn't it? And you know, you feel like if you've got a really good, strong, solid midfield, it's going to take you a long way potentially in this tournament.
Yeah, and I think that the team looks really strong, but the midfield is obviously the heartbeat. And when you've got a player like Lobotka, he just looks like a player that you'd love to play, no matter what position. If you're a forward player, you know he's going to get on the ball and give you. If you're a defender, you know that he's going to be available for an option. If you're a goalkeeper, like we highlighted before the game, he will know where to be and read the game that there's danger here, I need to be in the right place to help my team out. The midfield's excellent, it's a really strong team performance, but Lobotka's going to expand.
Let's talk about the Slovakian press, actually. Obviously, they play high up the pitch, but it's been very effective once again, hasn't it, today?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously something that they work on. We're highlighting, you can see now everybody's locking on, and it's so difficult for Ukraine because they haven't got, you know, more than a couple of seconds to make their decision with what they're going to do with it, because as soon as one person presses, they all press, and now they've regained the ball back again. What they're great at also is they've had a lot of the ball and a lot of possession, Slovakia, but when they lose it, the reaction straight away, they're trying to get it back in as soon as possible, and they force mistakes, which then gets them on the front foot. And I think that the manager has probably set them up where to be comfortable in possession, and they want the ball, so as soon as they lose it, they all react as a team.
There's a lot of talk, wasn't there, last night? I don't want to just bring it back to England, you know, about kind of are they listening to what the manager's asking them to do? Are England, and the players kind of afterwards seem to say, no, that wasn't what we were asked to do, and, you know, we perhaps weren't executing it right. It feels like they are doing everything their manager is asking them to do. Yeah,
and it's working. And if something like that works, you keep doing it and you keep listening to the manager. But the players want to play forward, they want to run forward, you want to play forward, and when you're asked to do that, then it's easier. When you have to run back and defend and shuffle across, it can be difficult. But when you're asked to go and press and be free and play with a bit of freedom, then
they did get through Ukraine, didn't they? There were times that press kind of left itself a little bit exposed.
I think when you play a pressing game, you're rolling the dice a little bit, because sometimes they can get through, as we're going to see here, but they still try and set off the press. But one good pass like that can get through that press in midfield. Good ball from Mudryk. Dovbyk doesn't manage to get his shot away, really. This is Mudryk, who I think his end products have been poor again, as it was the last game. And Yarmolenko on the back stick there just nearly gets a touch on it. But
with the right foot.
Yeah, he should have probably.
Yeah.
Again, probably the last pass there. Would have helped out there. They hit the post. I think the goalkeeper actually gets a touch on it, which Joe will be happy about. But you know what? There's signs of improvement from their last game. So I think that's where the manager will be happy. This is another one. This is another option for them with the pace. If Slovakia are going to continue to press as they are, and try and win it high up. They can just go around or over that press, and they're in most times.
Look, Slovakia have had a good game. They're doing well, but they're not world beaters. So Ukraine, as they've proven, every time they've kept calm, they've played some good football, and there are options out there to hurt them. And when they've made the right decisions, they've got in behind, but they need to take their chances.
OK, well, there's plenty more from BBC Sport available 24/7 on the iPlayer.
When you're a champ, there's something extra that is not normal.
It begins with the goal of winning everything.
And they have this passion.
That makes them special. And then in the last few minutes, you just turn.
Your legs were like jelly. Winning was frowned upon for playing football.
That was a turning point for us.
We've waited 77 years for this.
Epic sport documentaries. Watch now on BBC iPlayer.
It's a classic Euros matchup tonight on BBC One and iPlayer as Netherlands take on France. And joining Gary for that one is Alan Shearer, Cesc Fabregas and Wayne Rooney is making his Euros 2024 debut for us. Euros Extra follows that on iPlayer with more on England. Speaking of Mr Rooney, there's a new BBC Sport documentary all about his story at Euro 2004, available to watch now on iPlayer. Will Kylian Mbappe be involved in that game as he's recovering, of course, from his broken nose? You can find out a lot more about the man behind the mask in Mbappe.
Don't yank it.
This sounds dangerous.
What? It is.
Come on in, Charlie large potatoes.
What's that smell?
Oh!
I'm absolutely buzzing.
Now he's laughing.
Book a look for original comedy. Watch now on BBC iPlayer.
OK, shall we check in on the Scotland camp? I think we should. Here's Ailey Barber.
The long journey from Cologne back here to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, a much happier affair for Scotland after a point that keeps their ambitions of knockout football alive. From the depths of despair to restoring hope that these players could be the ones to go further than any others before them.
If we do it, we'll be the first team to do it. And people remember the team that do it the first time round. So that's what they've got to think about in the back of their heads. These guys have gotten us to this tournament and we've deserved to be here. And it's been those guys who've put all the work and the effort in to get us where we are. Why can't we go one step further and take it to that next level?
Hopefully we can continue this momentum now. It feels good. We felt we did ourselves a bit of justice in the performance, and hopefully we made the country a wee bit more proud on what they felt as well after that evening in Germany. So yeah, it's a lot to look forward to now. Obviously it's in our hands going into that Hungary game, and something to really relish.
But we're now sitting here with the opportunity to try and get into the last 16. And getting into the last 16 is extremely difficult as well, because we've never done it before, because it's hard. So we know what's ahead of us against an extremely good team, well organised by the Italian coach. You can see that in their team, but they also have individuals who are very good. So we know we're in for a tough game, but if you had said to us, we still have a chance of qualifying, going into the last game, snap your hands off.
It's a very short turnaround physically. How difficult it's going to be?
And that's why we went to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, because they've got fantastic facilities there. We've got a lovely river flowing through it with the glacial melt coming off the mountain, so we might just sit in the river for a couple of days.
A win will be required against a tough Hungary, and it is a very quick turnaround. Back on the road tomorrow to Stuttgart, where their fate will be decided, and that means back on the road for us too. So I've taken Steve Clarke's recovery advice, because it is, after all, going to be a big night for all of us on Sunday.
A bit envious of that. OK, here's how things are shaping up in Group A. Scotland know a win against Hungary on Sunday could potentially seal a path through to the knockout stages of a major tournament for the first time ever. It's going to be dramatic. Join us 7 o'clock BBC One on Sunday. It could be an historic evening for Scotland. We're certainly hoping so. Well, sadly, the glacial water was never going to be enough for Kieran Tierney, because we had confirmation that he has flown home after the injury he sustained in that match. And obviously, further treatment will be needed. We kind of got that message, didn't we, James, on the night from Steve Clarke as well, in a rare moment where a manager was very candid about that, because everybody could see, couldn't they, that he was really in trouble.
Yeah, I think that comes for the disappointment as well, that you're losing a player like Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney is the reason that Scotland play a back three, play a back five, because you need to play Andy Robertson and Kieran Tierney together. The way they work together is a big part of the success, so it's a huge blow. But, you know, like we say about the goalkeeper, when he's dropping out of the team, it's an opportunity for someone else. And you know,
who's that likely to be for you?
It'll be Scott McKenna. I think he came in and done really well against Switzerland. And I think that he'll be the man who has to grasp the opportunity. The option is he could maybe go to a back four. I don't really see that happening because of how well the foundation has been built on playing that back five. But it's an opportunity for someone else to join a team, as John Carver was saying, that will be remembered forever because no one's ever done it before.
They're going to need another huge performance from their goal scorer the other night, Scott McTominay, aren't they? He really is their kind of outstanding player.
Yeah, and I think that when you play for Manchester United, that you're expected to do things like that. But he's a driving force in the team. I think he's so athletic and powerful. He gets goals. He's a big presence in that team. They're going to need him again. And I think coming off the back of the... he's enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that one.
Coming off the back of the Germany game, like John Carver said, they'll take this position. I think that it's going to be a difficult game. You know that, but you have to get through difficult games in your road to progress.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, it's the same position that, you know, Ukraine are in now, is that they've got to get something out of this one. You wanted to be in a position, though, to go into that final game and have something to fight for. And would you, perhaps if you'd looked at the fixtures as they are, that would be the team that you'd want to be fighting against, Hungary?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, you know, Steve Clarke, before the game, before the tournament, the preparation would have been, and he said it, to get 4 points. That aim would have been against Switzerland and Hungary. In whichever order, obviously, you'd take 6 if you could beat them, but it's unlikely you're going to go and surprise Germany, although you might. And it was always going to be these 2 games that were key. So you're getting into the last game with a chance of progressing. That's a dream scenario for Scotland.
Yeah, Wales, of course, did that, didn't they, in 2016? Reached uncharted territory. Slovakia currently are heading that way as well, aren't they? The way things are for them, they are heading out of the group and into the knockout stages with a match to spare. OK, second half's upon us. Let's head out to Dusseldorf. Martin Keown and Steve Bow.
Let's go.
Thanks, Gabby. It will be Ukraine eventually to get us underway.
Destroy.
As they realise Slovakia haven't got a goalkeeper.
Let's try.
Martin Dubravka just a little late to the second half proceedings.
Punishment.
No changes yet from either coach. As you mentioned, it is Ukraine who need a change in this scoreline.
I'll shred you. This is the end.
Sergei Rebrov's side get us back underway in the second half. Huge half of football for them.
Punishment. You can't avoid.
And their 4th Euros in a row.
Destroy them all.
Trying to reach the knockout stages for the second time. Forward straight away from Bournemouth. Zabanyi.
I see it.
And that's a nasty clash of heads. Michael Oliver stopping play straight away. Bukarik, and good to see Zinchenko up straight away.
A very honest challenge. Always concerned when I see players coming together.
I'll freeze you.
I need a break.
Let's give them a bit of time. Hopefully they're okay.
Destroy them all. I'll shred you.
In this wonderful arena.
I'll end this.
On the banks of the Rhine.
This is the end.
In Dusseldorf, where
You're an
a forgettable day,
opponent.
actually, in Euro 88. This was the stadium where Marco van Basten got that hat-trick for the Netherlands.
You trying to remind Tony Adams of that first goal he conceded here? Wasn't the spectacular one, was it? It was a... Still, it was a 3... Was it 3-1, 3-2?
Well, we went out anyway. Anyone.
Oh, OK.
You're the one who's referenced Tony, just in case he's watching.
Pretty certain he will be. Loves his football.
You can't avoid.
Outstanding player, by the way.
You just might have the sound off if you're on.
Punisher.
I hope he was listening. I'll tell you what I was doing at half-time. I was adding up the number of caps that the midfield has got here. Slovakia. 234 caps between them. They're still learning, still probably playing their best football at this point in their careers.
I wondered why you asked the sound engineer for the calculator. That all makes sense.
Tearing through.
It's Bozinek pressing. And again, pressing to good effect.
Brilliant. He doesn't get enough credit, actually. He's a front player that's prepared to go after things, run into the channels, do the ugly work.
Punishment.
I'm sure that was his ball, though, really.
He's back in Fortuna now, surrounding Bozinek, who was on loan. Fortuna Düsseldorf, season before last. Knows this stadium well.
This is the end.
Few athletics fans, it used to have a running track around it, Steve. Gabby probably knows that.
Punishment. It was a good fight.
Pekarik with the Slovakian throw. Schratz in from Favreau. That's a Ukrainian free kick.
Now,
so Ivan Schratz, incidentally. Remember, he hadn't scored for almost 3 years for Slovakia. And Musiala are the joint top scorers currently at the Euros.
You can't avoid it. I'll end this.
I'll freeze you.
Lobotka with another interception.
Yeah, sees the game really well, doesn't he? I mean, of course, tactics is one thing, but the individuals need to be able to read the game, and he does it wonderfully well.
Destroy them all. Too slow. This is the end. Red flower technique type 1.
Kunzka on the move.
Yeah, he just exits midfield, runs forward, gives you a solution in possession.
It's over.
He's 37 as well, by the way.
Yeah, incredible.
Monarchs. Punishment.
Zinchenko.
This is the end.
Demchek. Dynamo Kiev. Sudakov.
Punishment. Destroy them all.
Given away by Brasco.
I see it.
An opening. A little bit sloppy in there.
Red flower technique type 1. Falling.
I wondered actually Zinchenko, we were talking actually, weren't we, off air, about maybe Zinchenko coming into that central position, and seems very predictable. He doesn't really want to move in. He's staying in the back four, and they look really short in midfield.
That's why the injury to Everton's Mikolenko was such a blow to Ukraine, forcing Zinchenko to go back and play at left back.
Of course, in the national team, he plays in that midfield position
all the time.
Time for a counter. It's no use.
Good touch from Bozinek.
I see it all. I can't let it end. An opening.
Foul on Dovbyk.
I need a break. Damn it.
Mudryk. Away from Pekarik. Now, is there anything at the end of this? 5 forward. Dovbyk. He was always stretching. Cleared by Favreau for Slovakia.
Much better. Very direct there, Mudryk. He's got the pace, he knows that. We saw that in the first half. Just a little bit too much on that cross.
Demchek's long throw. Lobotka's header away. Back from Zibanyi. Away by Hanko. Only as far as Demchek. Lobotka. Fouled again.
This is him, look, just threads it through his legs there, embarrassing the defender. And you just see the ball in there, just a little bit too much on it. It's really unlucky. Dovbyk, you know about his goal-scoring record.
Extraordinary story. Girona paid only £7.5 million for his services at the start of the season. 24 league goals later, they're in the Champions League, and he's the top scorer in Spain.
So, let's try. Too slow. With pride.
Vodka took his time, kept his cool, and then found Hanko.
Pursue.
He's got Harassling in support, and just couldn't put it back enough.
It's no use.
Penetrate.
I think Lobotka, when he gets the ball, they're so confident. Here we go again.
Now Malenko's giving it away to Kucka. He's been dispossessed. Now Mudryk. Into Dovbyk.
Too slow. Misses.
Up to Sadakov. Zinchenko's cross, opportunity, goal! Shaparenko with the equaliser that Ukraine so badly needed. Just his second ever goal for his country, and it's a crucial one at this stage of this game to level it up.
Well, they lose the ball, don't they, on the edge of the opposition's box, and it's Mudryk again with that pace. He carries the team forward. Nice little ball out left. It comes out to this right-hand side. Just watching it here, the build-up. Shaparenko just ghosting into that midfield position. Really poor in the end. I've been so grateful with the credit that we've given them, but today, in this moment, the first time they've had to really defend, they came up short.
First goal they've conceded in 4 games. Nikola Shaparenko with this cool finish.
Zinchenko's ball into him. You always felt off the counter-attack there was an opportunity to do that. He certainly did it there.
Penetrate. I won't let you get away.
Zinchenko's challenge to win it back. Ukrainian tails are up. Sadakov. Yarmolenko. Demchek's cross. Stopped by Hanko.
It's no use.
Suddenly we've got a totally different game here. Look at the Ukrainians, the way they've mapped out their players in the final third.
Yarmolenko. Dovbyk wasn't expecting that pass.
They let them off the hook a little bit there.
Second international goal, his 33rd cap.
We hardly mentioned him in the first half. I think Mudryk's pace, though, is really significant. Zinchenko getting forward as well to join the attack.
Time for a counter-attack.
Faster. Penetrate.
With pride. Misses.
Harass them.
Storm.
Now, shatter.
Bosniak
It's
dispossessed.
no use. With pride.
Suddenly they're looking a yard sharper here, Ukraine.
I won't let you get away.
The goal scorer, Shaparenko. The picture is down. That early challenge, just getting to his feet now. He's going to need some assistance.
pointing, isn't he, to his eye there? He's saying he's got some sort of contact injury. He's going to be absolutely fine.
Don't be afraid.
Here I am!
Zabani. Tidily down by Skriniar, the captain. Favreau into Duda. Schratz. Schratz's shot blocked by Brasco.
Yeah, he's got up to him well there, Brasco. That's what he's got to do.
I'll break
Keep this momentum going, Ukraine.
Time for a counterattack. It's no use. I see it all. An opening.
Long from Zabani.
Time for a counterattack.
Favreau coming across with Dogbek. Shaparenko.
Now, shut.
Sudakov.
Too slow.
Shaparenko. No issues in the end for Dubravka.
You know, that's one long ball there, Steve. Instead of all that pressing that they've been doing Slovakia so well, just one long ball into the channel. Dogbek running after it. I think we're going to see a bit more of that in this game.
Don't be. I see it all. An opening. This is the end.
Slovakia are preparing a double change following that equaliser, and that will be the key to make it. Ljubomir Tuta and Laszlo Benes, another two coming on. Benes on first, plays his football in Germany with Hamburg, previously with Mönchengladbach and Augsburg as well.
Target look.
It is Bozanic who departs. In fact, it's Strelic they've introduced, just as they did in the first game. Here's Yarmolenko. Then check on the overlap, couldn't quite find Dogbek.
An opening. Won't get away.
What if I mess up? I'm nervous.
And Benchak has got Ukraine a corner.
Well, whatever was said at half-time certainly worked, isn't it? Crowd really going for it. Zinchenko just trying to get a reaction from the fans.
It's gone short to Shaparenko. In from the goal scorer again.
Needed better on that. Shaparenko.
They need to hunt efficiently. No.
Oh, that was slightly risky to say the least. Sabania, Bournemouth.
Just didn't seem to get the ball under control properly.
Offside flag is up against Dogbek.
You're an unworthy opponent. Light of conviction. I'll make you feel better. Too slow.
This time it's Slovakia just can't keep the ball. Dogbek.
Interesting, isn't it? It's just gone a little bit sloppy. An injury there.
Hanko. Is that his groin gone?
Looks like it.
Blessings. Time for a counterattack.
The problems they had here for Francesco Calzona. While he gets treatment, let me remind you of the cracker we're bringing you tonight on BBC One from 7:30. Netherlands against France. Gary joined by Mr. Shearer, Fabregas and Rooney for that one. And of course France will have Kylian Mbappe in a mask leading them tonight. A reminder, the Mbappe documentary is available now on the BBC iPlayer. Francesco Calzona, who until he took charge 2 years ago of Slovakia had never been a manager. He was the assistant to Maurizio Sarri, and he was then asked in February to take on Napoli as well.
He's been a busy man. I think the decision's easy here, though. He's going to have to take certainly one off. Looks like there's two coming on.
Well, Adam Obert plays his football in Italy with Cagliari is the obvious.
Yeah, it's just the one, Steve, I think.
Replacement.